Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Basement Card Collector. Today's video is going to be a really fun video, a really cool find that my family and I just happened to pop into a bar for lunch, and there happened to be a comic book store right next door to this bar. And typically when I see comic book stores, they don't typically have baseball cards. But I thought today we're going to get lunch ordered, and I'm going to sneak over real quick and just see what might be over there. Before we get to what we brought home that day, let's take a peek at our stage here. We have Mr. Andre Dawson on the 89 Topps, a shiny 1988 Topps Rhino, and a really cool minor league card of Frank Thomas for the Birmingham Barons, and one of just the all-time iconic photos on a card, the 1972 Topps Roberto Clemente, and you'll see why those may be shown here today. So we go back to the bar, we order some lunch, I sneak next door, and my wife and my in-laws, I left them to go look at this comic book store, thinking it would just be a quick over and back. So I take my wallet, I head next door, and I'm looking through, and there are big, displays of comic books and figurines and just things that I don't really collect, but I think it's cool to see the different things that are out there. Make my way to the back of the store, and lo and behold, there is a wall maybe 10-15 feet wide, stacked from the floor to the ceiling with our good friends, the boxes that we're all familiar with, and they're all labeled on the side with pencil and marker and pen and Upper Deck and Score, basketball, all you name it, just stacked to the wall. I finally get a person to come and help, and I say, hey, can I take a peek at the boxes, or are these for sale? Can someone... So eventually the owner comes down and says, hey, I'm just really not interested in the comic books, but I do like what I see on the wall. And so he says, well, I bought these recently. I haven't really been through them, and they're really not for sale. But he asked me what am I into? I said, well, I like sets. I like just looking through cards. I like not knowing what's in the boxes. And so for what we do have, I asked him to pull over two boxes, and one is labeled this, 86 Fleer. And I said, I understand. I've bought many boxes like this, and they're not always labeled what they think they are or what's on the outside, or people have sold them and resold them. And I said, I tell you what if we don't open this box, and you don't open it, you could flip through it, I won't open it. We'll just kind of do a blind draw. What's inside this box? And he says, well, how about $100? I said, well, no, that's not really gonna be good for me. But I said, well, I'll tell you what, without opening it, what if we say 40 bucks? I'm thinking back home, I have a Fleer run from 1981 to 1994, and I'm actually missing two sets, the 1986 Fleer and the 1987 Fleer. For whatever reason, I just don't have those in the run. I said, I tell him the story, we kind of do this, and I'm just thinking, well, somebody wrote on this thing twice, how about 40 bucks? And he kind of looks at me, he goes, you know what, how about $50? I said, no, how about 40 bucks, and I'll be happy, and we'll just move on. We eventually shake hands for $40. So then we do the same thing. Now, friends, look what this box says. 1972 Topps baseball, very cleanly written here. So I ask him, hey, how about that box? Can you go grab that box? And again, he says, well, I haven't been through these yet. I said, well, I like what we're doing here. What if we do 40 bucks for this box, and we'll do the same thing. I won't open it. You don't get to look through it. I don't know what's in it, but if it actually is either of these two things, I think it'd be fun just to see what's inside. He says, okay, how about $100 for both? I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of money, especially if I open this up and it's 1990 Score stuffed inside this box. I'm not going to be real thrilled with $100, but man, if there's a chance that either of these two boxes have what they say inside, I say, I'm feeling more like $80. That's 40 for both. And he kind of hems and haws and goes, man, I have not been through these yet, but you know what? Selling some of this is better than selling none of the boxes. So we agree on $80, 40 bucks for both. Now, I did run next door and tell my wife and my in-laws I was pumped to find some cards. And what I did was I opened it up in the bar. So picture this, baseball cards, a bar, and a beer. I feel like that could be some kind of TV show that I would be watching here. Long story short, if I tell you what's in this box, it is the complete 1986 Fleer baseball set in order 1 through 660, and we got it for $40. Now there's no giant rookie card worth $1 million. That's not exactly what I was looking for, but the fact is I opened this in the bar. It's the complete 1986 Fleer set for 40 bucks. And again, that now leaves me the 1987 Fleer set for the complete run from 1981 up until 1994. And I think I have a stack of 1995 just to make it, you know, a nice number ending in 5, I think. So super happy to bring home the 1986 Fleer set for $40. Which then leads me to believe that maybe this box actually has 1972 tops. So in the bar, I do the same. It has the right brownish look. And so I just do what we would normally do. We take out a small chunk. Look what is in this box. Now, I bought this maybe 2 weeks back and have not gone through the entire box. I did pick up a few a few stacks just to see if they are. Now this, for 40 bucks, I have no idea what's in here. I can't imagine there's anything really valuable, but I thought I wanted to go through this on camera just to see what's actually in here. For 40 bucks, this is going to be my 1972 starter set. I'm not really, is there going to be a Nolan Ryan in here? I can't imagine. Is the Carlton Fisk rookie in here? I doubt it. Am I going to find the Roberto Clemente? Peekaboo. He's right there. And so before I did get started, I went through and dug. Here's the Carlton Fisk rookie. I already had it. It's kind of beat up, but that's okay. Here's a sweet Joe Morgan. Here are the most recent big stars I picked up, and that really was for my Hank Aaron collection. And then our first 72 tops big boy card was the Willie Mays. And so on camera today, I thought we would buzz through this box. Now, this is pretty random. The first pack I pull out has a Yaz on top. Holy cow, okay. There we go. I'm thinking more of this kind of caliber. But Yaz, we're going to put him down as the first big star we found. And again, we will just start rolling through these cards. But I thought for $40, I don't care what's in here. If most of the cards are here, Billy Martin, double the Billy Martin. And there's some doubles, and I kind of expected some of that. That's okay. Rico, he's been taped down, it looks like. Here's some of the in-action cards. Those are fun. Rick Wise, okay. Louis Aparicio in 72. I do have his card. I think he's a Red Sox. He's on the left. And again, the condition of these, I have to believe, are just going to be beat up. Steven Blass, how about Steven Math Bowler? There you go. And again, I don't know if this will be, I couldn't believe it. For $40, I would do this again. And I'm going to head back to that card, I say card shop. It's not, it's a comic book store, but he had just boxes to the top. And I think I might have been the first person to buy something. Here's a Cubby in action. I was for sure the first person, and even as I was paying, he goes, man, I'm glad you got me, because the other guy that was working the counter wasn't really able to sell these because he didn't know really anything about, baseball cards. I'm starting to think the owner of this box before was a Red Sox fan, because that was taped down just like the Rico. And again, we don't have to go card by card here, but ooh, there's a Tiger team set, Dave McNally, Willie Horton. And again, I've been setting, this box has been setting in the back, just, I would say probably for 2 or 3 weekends. Bobby Bonds also had some tape. There's a Glenn Beckert, and actually we don't have that for the Cubbies. And again, the Cubbies will have to figure out what to do if they're going to go in the Cubbies binder. There's a crazy off-cut Dodger card. Jim Perry. Some Pirates. So my guess is we're just going to see a lot of beat up. And they're somewhat in order. Freddie Patek. Fred Kendall. Cubbies. So anyway, I just wanted to see this online, and if we find anything crazy in here, I will be shocked to no end. But I just thought it'd be fun to run through some cards. 1972 Topps. Walt Alston, there's a Hall of Famer. The traded cards. Another one, okay. Wow, I've never seen that card. Okay. Oh man, yeah, we're for sure. This guy was a Red Sox fan. Whoever owned these, that's the 3rd taped down Red Sox card. I actually do have another copy of that, so that's okay. Roger Metzger, Rennie Stennett, Jim Perry again. Orioles, Pirates, and if I was going to mention my buddy Steven from Math Bowler, he is a huge Pirates fan, has tons of autographs, and his favorite player would be Steve Blass. You should look his channel up. We'll leave a link to him down below, but he just is the biggest Pirate fan I know, so great dude, great channel. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking of there. Hey, there's another Don. Dave Kingman, there's a big name. So nothing too crazy so far, and again, I just would be shocked that if anything actually is in this box, but I also know I had almost 0 1972 Topps. Whoa, there's Jim Cott. Double the Jim Cott, okay. Rookie Stars. Ooh, that's the first Reds card that's been taped down like that. You can get the sense of the inaction cards. Typically, these are mostly a take a pose for a photo. Ooh, that does make me think of the Billy, what's his name? Billy Cowan, I think, 72 Angels card with the halo. Sparky, that's a cool looking card. Never seen that. Dick Bosman. These inaction cards surely are the inaction, and like I said, most of them are just a portrait pose for a photo. Doc Ellis, pretty beat up, back to back. Wow, Juan Marichal? Whoa, okay. That's a couple Hall of Famers. Sam McDowell, Bill Sudeikis. And again, nobody, but still a couple Hall of Famers. I did not expect any of those. There's Bob Veal on the sweet Letterman jacket. Diego Siggy, Bill Russell, All-Star. So anyway, I couldn't wait to open this, and I was kind of waiting for a good time to record just so we can see, you know, what's in here. But so far, but still a couple Hall of Famers that I just did not expect to see. Juan Marichal, okay. Actually, let's just put you over here with, I'll just kind of set you up as well. Let's see here. We can probably zoom by here a little bit. We'll just kind of look for some big names if we have any left. But this is going to be a great start for the set build. As set builders, and if you're out there and you like building a set, it's hard to find a lot like this. And for it actually to be, hey, there's Big Ron. And in action, Ron. He's going to the top. It's hard to find a set like a box like this to get started that doesn't cost so much. And even then, the way that we bought this, Gil Hodges, oh my word. Let's set him down. So I don't know how many cards are in this set. I assume it's 700-ish. But I couldn't be happier. And when I opened this thing, how about that? I opened up a box of cards in a bar while having a beer. It just was the first time I've ever done that. Never really opened up mini cards in a bar, period. And again, it was lunchtime, so it wasn't like it was, you know, it was a lunch. But we just happened to find this place, and there really is no... just have never heard of it, never been back, but would like to stop back in and maybe just offer him a big price for maybe that whole wall. That would be awesome, just to buy unseen even. I thought that was fun. And I got him to agree to it. I thought that was fun. It was just, you know, not knowing, and that's Concepcion. Tommy John. So this by far, George Foster got the tape. Jim Lombard got the tape treatment for George Foster. Randy Hundley, more Cubbies, I love that. There's the Expo card. So again, I'm already seeing more stars than I thought we would see. Wow, K-Line? Holy cow. So there's going to be a nice little, and again, I've expected to see some of that pin. Another Cubby. Whoa, the Babe Ruth Award. I've never actually seen that. 72 Tops put in the pictures of the trophies. Like Cy Young has the award, and there's a card with the Cy Young on it. And so let's see if we can get through the rest of these here. Bill Lee. So Bill Lee, this one's been chewed. Yeah, they don't quite have the slide as some of the glossier cards. There's a little bit of a stick to them. Sal Bando, Paul Blair, Bill Verdon. There's the Pirate team card. They were the world champs there in that 1971. Cubby rookie, Bert Hooton. Bud Harrelson. Back-to-back Bud. Clyde Wright. But there's a cool card in that wow. That's a fun photo. Got the palm trees, probably. Killebrew in action. Wow. Mudcat Grant with the excellent, look at that facial hair. The big Greg Lazinski, cool bat rack behind him. Chuck Tanner. Vita Blue, Fergie Jenkins, Tom Seaver. Whoa. Killebrew, all of the leader cards in here? Oh my word, Tony Perez. Wow. Norm Cash. Oh my word. Well, I'm happy as can be. There's the Yankees team card. There's game 5, game 6, game 6. There's Steve Blass, game 7. Oh my word, I can't believe all of those are in this box. And I've been waiting. Joe Niekro was a Tiger? Did not know that. Tom Egan, Bavacqua, Norman. Well, no way. It's one of my favorite Cubby team cards. Okay, so Ken Holtzman, he was a Cubby, threw a couple no-hitters. Leo, Hall of Famer Leo DeRocher. Denny McLain traded. Lowell Palmer. He's got a really cool 1970 Topps with some shades. Oh my word. Bobby Bonds, I've never seen that card. Okay, so the next step for me will be to go through this and put them in order, try to take the best. Oh my word. This is nuts. Yes. The Hall of Famers, I cannot believe this. Rick Wise. There's a Cubby. Beckert, Vita Blue. What is that? Never seen that card in action. Darrell Evans. I have seen that card. Like he's floating or being taken up to space by an alien or something. Clay Kirby. Glenn Becker. More leader cards. One of these will definitely make the Cubbies binder. There's another one of those, double the Hall. That's like the 5 or 6 copies of that. The first Gold Cup we found. The first checklist we found. Jose Cruz. All right, guys. What? Oh, my word. Now that's beat up and off-center, but that's my first Bill Buckner Gold Cup I have. All right, folks, we have 2 stacks left. I'm sorry, this video has been kind of going on here, but there's Manny. The second Gold Cup card. Hall of Famer Shane Dienst. Cubby. Wow. Wilbur Wood. Willie Stargell. Oh my word, this is nuts. Boog Powell. Never seen that. Richie Allen is in here. New Hall of Famer. Wow, I can't believe this. This was 2 things. It was full of 1972 tops. Oh my word. It was full of 1972 tops. It has tons of big names in it, which I can't believe that. There's Willie Stargell. There's Tony La Russa. Wow. Some serious eyebrow work going on there. But the names, they just keep popping up. Ken Singleton, Willie Davis, Larry Boa. Wow. This is well worth the 40 bucks. There's Brooks Robinson. For sure, nobody has gone through these, and who knows since when. But they were building the set. I'm going to try to finish that off for them. Do my best. All right, last stack. Thanks for hanging around. It was a find of finds. Baseball cards at a comic book store, which around my neck of the woods is just not always how it works. I'm glad I stopped in there, though. The lunch was actually good next door, too. Oh, yes. Ooh, a better copy of the Babe Ruth card. Oh boy, that was worth it, folks. And if you stuck around this long, oh my word, couldn't have been happier. The 86 Fleer set, a box of 1972 tops that did say it was, but actually digging through it, and tons of big names to be had as well. So, oh my word, we will put these in order. We'll see how we do, but you never know. Stop into those places and just ask. And even today, the cards weren't for sale, and we negotiated a price, and here we are. And now I'm on my way to the 1972 top set build. So stop in. You never know. Thank you, folks, for watching, and we'll see you next time.